My next guest, returning to the Rich Eisen Show, four-time Pro Bowler, 9 seasons in the National Football League, back with the New York Jets and back on the Rich Eisen Show, Antonio Cromartie. How are you, Antonio?
Hey, what's going on, Rich?
Anything going on in your world lately?
No, not really.
No?
Trying to stay out of the media as much as possible.
Okay. All quiet on the crow front every now and then. So where did this come from, your comments on Richard Sherman, Antonio? Where did this, what started this whole thing?
No, honestly, I mean, it was at boot camp. Broadcasting boot camp, and I believe, I was getting interviewed by my own teammate, Willie Colon, and he asked me the question, who was the best cornerback in the NFL? And that's where it came from. I mean, that's what started it.
Mm-hmm.
I've said before, 2013, I think the year that they won, that Rich Sherman won the Super Bowl, I said that he was the best cornerback at that time. I mean, that's because I felt like Revis wasn't all the way healthy and everything else when he was in Tampa. But, I mean, when you see how Revis played last year, I felt like, he was the better corner in the NFL.
So you're basically backing Revis's play and whatever conversation as to who's best in the NFL? Is that what I'm trying to interpret here?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've given Sherman credit of being the best cornerback in the NFL. Back, I don't know, I think it was the year they won the Super Bowl. But you have a guy like Revis who's shown that he's healthy. He's followed around the best receivers in the NFL week in, week out. He's proven himself to continue to be the best at his job.
But you understand, I mean, that comments that you made towards Sherman is something. It's not new that Sherman's been at the sort of on the business end of the criticism that he doesn't travel with the receiver. But the subtext of that, Antonio, is that either A, he doesn't have the ability to cover number one wide receiver in certain spots in the field, or B, he knows that and is hiding behind the scheme in Seattle, Antonio. So are you saying that about Richard Sherman?
No, I'm not saying that at all. All I said was if he was if you want to consider himself the best, go out and go follow the best. I mean, that's what I said, 2 weeks ago, and that's not something I would never change. Don't get me wrong, he's a great athlete, he does great in that system and what he does. But, like I say, for a guy, like Revis to Joe Hayden, and I can put, a lot of people don't give Brett Grimes a lot of credit neither. A guy that can go out and go cover number one receiver on the team also. But, I'm just comparing to, other guys that's gone out and played against number one corners, number one receivers in the NFL. And they consider themselves the best. And, I mean, they're proving it.
Four-time Pro Bowler Antonio Cromartie here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's get to in-house. D. Milliner, I guess you and he are having fun at a camera, and then you said he was on the bubble. Was that as a joke, Antonio?
It was a joke.
Okay.
I mean, you had the media that I was talking about. The media had wrote an article one time before saying, he's fighting for a roster spot and everything else. So, me and D came to each other, and I was like, hey, I'm going to ask you this question or whatever. I mean, it was all playing in-house between me and D already.
Yeah. So you, I guess, interviewing him. Is he on the bubble, Antonio?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
I don't believe so at all. I mean, the guy is coming off of an injured year. Everyone's seen his potential. He has a lot of potential. And the ability to play in the NFL. He showed that his rookie year. Didn't have a great year last year. Ended up getting hurt week 5. And I truly do believe that, him coming off this injury, having me, Revis, and Buster there to help, guide him and also Destin McDougal along the way for the next who knows how many years, 2 or 3 years. This is going to be his team. In the near future, that's going to be his secondary, and we're here temporarily. So I mean, for him, it's a long-term deal for him, and I got the utmost respect for him. I have the utmost confidence in him, as much as he has confidence in himself to come out and just come out and play football and prove that he can play at this level.
But there's some out of house who thought you weren't joking. There's one in particular. What's his name? Oh, yes, Kellen Winslow Jr. in particular, Antonio. He came at you on Twitter, and you sort of went right back on that one.
Yeah, I went right back, and I left it at that. I mean, I don't think I need to really say too much about that guy at all. He's a guy that's, played in the NFL, and his career is over with. So for me, it's my biggest thing is to focus on what I got to focus on with my team and trying to get ready for for training camp in the next 6 weeks.
Well, you hit the target figuratively and literally, Antonio. How long does your finger hover over the send button in a moment like that for Twitter?
Honestly, Rich, to be dead honest, I didn't even think about it. I just sent it. No thinking about it, no nothing. I didn't even think about consequences or nothing else. And that sometimes that gets you in trouble. Sometimes you don't think about certain things, but be honest with you, I just felt like it was right for me to send it, and I just left it alone at that. As you tell, I really haven't said too much anything else to him. I just let him just go about his business. If he wants to talk and everything else. So
he wants to fight. He wants to fight, Antonio.
Antonio,
he wants to fight. He said, "Let's get in the ring," and then.
Yeah. Only fight I'm gonna be doing is during the season against the guys on the other 16 teams.
Okay. All right. Very good. Have you ever caught a ball, intercepted a ball, and started feeling it and saying that there's not a lot of PSI in that? Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't. Not at all.
So what is this all about, Antonio?
Not at all. I haven't did nothing like that. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think anyone thinks about anything like that, to be honest with you.
Well, someone on the Colts did.
I mean, they probably did, but I mean, I don't. And how long has the NFL been? Has been the most popular sport? Mm-hmm. It's been a long time, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone in their right mind would ever think about talking about a ball that's been deflated. I think the biggest thing everyone has to look at is just go out and go play football. I mean, the quarterback's throwing the ball. The DBs have to cover it and go from there.
Okay. Antonio Cromartie joining me here. A couple other questions for you. Are you still in contact with Larry Fitzgerald in Arizona and at all?
I talk to the guys a lot. I talk to Rashard Johnson.
Okay.
Talk to Pat. Talk to Tyron. Talk to a lot of the guys that's there. I'm always trying to make sure staying in touch. Even some of the younger guys that was there as rookies.
How much?
Just staying in touch and just checking up on them.
How much gas do you think's left in Larry's tank?
I honestly believe it or not, I think Larry has about another at least 5 years, 5 or 6 years. I'm talking about good years, not declining years. I just believe that that system that he's in, and they're moving him around a lot, that you would never see him at a decline rate. I mean, the guy ran away from a lot of people last year when he scored on the 80-yard touchdown.
Right.
On a slant. So he's showing you that there's a lot of gas left. I just think if he can keep himself healthy, doing it what he's always done, and just continue to play at a very high level. I mean, you'll see him play at a very high level over the next 5 or 6 years.
Do you got any thoughts on the NBA Finals before I let you go? What do you think's going to happen from here on out?
I don't know, man. The Cleveland Cavaliers let me down last night. I thought they was gonna pull it out last night. Go up 3-1, but Andre came to play. Iguodala came to play last night. So we're gonna see. I picked the Cavs to win in 7, to be honest with you.
Okay. Do you think that anybody who arrives via Funky Duck needs to do better than 2 for 12 and should not ride out on a Funky Duck after doing that, Antonio? What do you think?
2 for 12? No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody should do anything like that.
No, I mean, right. I mean, because if you ride in like that, you're making a statement, right? Don't you think, Antonio?
I mean, you're making a statement just how you carry yourself anyway. I think when you come into a game, you're carrying yourself. I think the biggest thing is try to be professional as possible. You don't want to feel like you're showboating.
Sure.
or anything like that. I think the biggest thing is you just got to respect the game, respect who your peers and everyone else, and don't try to single yourself out from everyone else.
So you still
and
think
just go out and go play football.
You still think
we'll play basketball.
Sure. So you still think Cavs in 7, or you're changing?
I still think Cavs in 7. I honestly think this game is going to wake everybody up. They have a 3-day break. In the games on Sunday, so I think it's going to give them enough time to get the guys back healthy. From guys being fatigued and about full body cramps, and being able to just come back in and try to come in and dominate. I know the Oracle Arena is going to be rocking, but I think LeBron and everyone else and the key role players are going to come in and play to try to go up 3-2.
Hey, Antonio, thanks for calling back in. We'll have you back on if you're up for it in the summer. Talk specifically about the Jets and the season that's coming up for you.
Definitely.
Okay.
Looking forward to it, Rich.
You bet. That's Antonio Cromartie right here on the Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.